Hey, let's jump into how I quit my 9 to 5 to make millions. Hey, it's Ted McGrath, and I want to share with you how I quit my 9 to 5 to make millions. I've got this free gift for you right now on how to make millions. And if you download it, you can follow along with this video right now, as well as get the deep dive, detailed information on how I did it. So let's jump in right now to how I actually did it. When you think about the 9 to 5, let's get a little perspective, because maybe you have a job right now, or maybe you're just looking at this and you're like, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm thinking about going back to the 9 to 5 or something like that. Well, when I had my 9 to 5, it was kind of looked at from the perspective of it's a 9 to 5 job, or maybe you're going to work 9 to 6. But the reality is, any job, if you want to be great, you're going to work overtime. Let's face it. So I was in the insurance business when I started, and I made 6 figures my first year in the business, and then went on to make more and more money because I eventually became partner of the company. But the reality is that if you're truly going to thrive and you're truly going to make millions, then 9 to 5 is not going to cut it. So we've been trained in the world today that 9 to 5, the time economy, you go to work, you get a paycheck, you put in your 8 hours with a lunch hour, and you're really getting 7 hours of work. And let's also face it, you come back from the lunch hour, you probably ate McDonald's or something, and you're not even productive the second half of the afternoon. So people are really working 9 to 12 most of the time, right? But true entrepreneurial blood, right? People who really want to achieve greatness, they realize that greatness requires work pretty much all the time. But the way around it is to actually do something that you love. I was thinking about this when I was on vacation this weekend. I went to this beautiful resort, and we had like this 3-bedroom villa overlooking the ocean and stuff. And it was nice, but I live in a beautiful house in West Hollywood, and I was kind of like, wow, it's not really as nice as my place. So I was kind of like, yeah, the ocean's there, but I got all my stuff at my house. I mean, my yoga instructor comes over, my workout instructor goes over. We have to travel to go maybe a few hundred yards or maybe half a mile to go to the workout place, It's like everything's convenient. I've created my life in a way to where it's convenient. So the 9 to 5 is like, you got to go do things, right? You got to go work to accomplish things. Like you got to get on the road and get in your car and go to work. Well, I've made millions from my house. So how do you go figure on that? And the truth is, when I was working in the insurance business, I was working 9 to 10 anyway, because I wanted to be great. I wanted to be better than everybody there. So I know you have a desire for greatness, but maybe your job is actually limiting you. And if you want to be great at your job, then maybe you should put in more time. And you realize if you're going to put in more time anyway, you might as well go create something, and you might as well go make millions creating it, because if you're going to work long hours, you might as well do something you love, and you might as well make a lot of money doing it, right? Doesn't that make more sense? So I'm going to share with you kind of the model of evolution of how to do this. There's 3 ways of actually how to quit the 9 to 5 or how to leave the 9 to 5 and make millions. The first thing to understand is there's the 1-to-1 model in business, right? And the 1-to-1 model, where you're working with the customer 1-to-1, you can make some money, but you're still kind of in the time economy world, Like we have a lot of people who are consultants, or they're coaching people, or they're working with the customer 1-on-1 to sell them something. And when they're working 1-to-1, they're making some revenue, right? They could be getting paid very well, but they're still limited in their ability to make millions, because you have to put in more time to make more money. So when you think about that one-on-one economy, it's kind of really limited, but most of the world has been trained that way. You deal with one customer at a time. You go after one client at a time to try and get them. So the 1-to-1 model is really, really slow. Now, when you really think about it, 1-to-many is a heck of a lot better, but most people don't even know how to go 1-to-many, right? They don't know how to go 1-to-many unless you're a public speaker, which I decided I wanted to be a public speaker and work with people in groups and speak to hundreds of people or 500 people or 10 people at once. When I started going 1-to-10 or 1-to-100, I realized, wow, I could make a lot more money because I was talking to 100 people at once, right? But then you got to have public speaking skills, and you got to learn and develop that. But everything in terms of making millions, you have to develop a skill set. Let's face it, in the 9 to 5, people have a skill set, and they're developing it all the time to get better at their job. But are they really going to make millions in the 9 to 5 unless you're working for some big company, right, where you're getting stock in the company? Then you're kind of subject also to the success of the company and a whole bunch of other people in it. And if the stock tanks, you lose your millions, right? So think about it, like where is the most security? It's learning how to go from 1-to-1 to 1-to-many, but really the game changer is 1-to-millions. Like how as you as one person can you create a product or a service or a program, something that you enjoy, something that you have passion in, and how can you get it out to millions? Well, the answer to this is actually really simple. I figured it out because I went to the one-to-one struggle when I was in the insurance business, like, okay, get the commission. And I made multiple six figures doing it. But I was like, how do you go one-to-many? And then I did seminars, but I was like, that's not really the answer because then you're still limited in what you can do. But then I discovered online. I discovered with video presentations, I could actually go out and make millions of dollars, but not just videos, because videos is only part of the answer, right? You actually have to have a system that brings in clients. It's kind of like if you were to go out into the ocean, right? You want to cast a huge net to get as many fish as possible. If you just have one line, you're going to catch one fish. But if you had like a massive net that covered the ocean, you could catch all the fish in the ocean. So a video presentation is good, but you want to have a system. You want to have a net that brings people in, you see? And that's called a marketing funnel. Now, if you're kind of just getting in the game and you're like, wow, I'm brand new to this stuff, Ted, I don't know anything about selling anything online. Well, I'm going to teach you the one most important thing you need to know, which is if you have an actual marketing funnel that brings customers in, it's kind of like that fish net that just brings people in and can handle a whole bunch of fish at once. Because if you have a whole bunch of fish at once, you're making millions. If you have a whole bunch of fish at once, you're eating for a lifetime, right? Well, maybe at least a year or a couple of years, right? So at the end of the day, you want to get a whole bunch of people, right, into your universe. How do you do that other than online? Today, if you're not using an online system, you're missing the game. So if you look right here, I've got this system right here that is a marketing funnel that shows anybody how to sell anything. And it's really simple. Like if you look at the first page right here, you've seen this before. When you go to websites, have you ever entered your email address into a website before where somebody's like, get my newsletter? Or somebody's like, get my free download, get my free book, get my documentary. Like all the time, you're giving your email address all day long to different companies that are going to send you something that you want. Why aren't you doing that? One of the keys to making millions is actually having a whole group of people to talk to. Let me ask you this. If you created something free of value for your customer, right? Assuming right now you're thinking about getting into a business for yourself and how one would go do this, I'm giving you the idea of how to go do this. So if you were to give something of value to your customer, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you were selling pools, you'd be like, hey, let me give you something, a free book on how to create the best pool or how to buy the best pool or how to make good decisions on pools, right? Maybe it wouldn't be a book, but it might be like a white paper that's 5 pages long, right? You're educating your customer and you're giving them something for free. And they're like, I'll take that free newsletter. I'll take that free white paper. I'll take that free thing. Here's my email in exchange. So all day long, you're giving your email out. My question for you is, are you capturing emails? Why aren't you? You should be capturing emails all the time because then you're capturing people. It's the fishnet. You're bringing people in. Now, if you had a whole universe of people, right, inside your ecosystem, like an ecosystem that you built, do you think you could market to them and make money? The answer is yes. So the first thing you have to think about is how do I capture people, right? How do I capture the identities of people? Get an email address. And it's an amazing thing because we do this for people, and once they go online, like people launch online and they build one of these marketing funnels and we help them, we coach them, and once we launch online with them, all of a sudden in like 1 week they have more people coming into their business, like hundreds of people, than some of them had in their entire career. Isn't that amazing? How one system that brings people in, that's what a funnel is. It brings people in and it kind of trickles them down to the next thing. So if you get an email address, then clearly you want to trickle them down to the next thing. And what do you think the next thing would be? A product you want to sell them. Or more free stuff. But think about the basic simplicity of this. Give them something free, capture their email, now all of a sudden you're growing a community. The person who has a community and has the attention of lots of people where they can put something out and get the attention of people like that will make the most money. It's really that simple. The question is, why aren't people doing it? Well, if you understand the concept and you start thinking on the concept, you go, well, what is the thing that I would sell then? What is the thing you're passionate about right now that you'd like to sell or provide information to people on? Are you passionate about coaching? Are you passionate about selling houses? Are you passionate about selling timeshare? Are you passionate about selling gym equipment? Are you passionate about personal training? Are you passionate about health? Are you passionate about real estate? Are you passionate about finances? What are you passionate about? Think about it. If you're passionate about a product or an industry that you want to make a change in, why not be the one to go make the change? See, as I'm going out to produce my movie right now, and I'm going out to market my play. I do a one-man play also on my life story, and I'm turning it into a movie. I'm thinking about, how do I capture people? How do I capture their attention? So I'm already building out a marketing funnel to market my movie. Now, the traditional model is what most people are used to. Like, they're like, okay, we're going to go to the Netflix, or we're going to go to the theaters. Kind of like the traditional job. We're going to go to the big company. Let me go to the company. The company has the answers. The company has the pockets. The company has the answers. Let's go to the big company. Let's go to Big Brother, right? But at the end of the day, why don't you be the big company? Why don't you be the one who is distributing and controlling and deciding what you market to the world? Wouldn't life be better that way? See, so what I'm teaching you right now is control. You might be in the 9 to 5 and you don't have control. So what I'm teaching you is, how do you control your universe? How do you control your outcomes? It's really simple. You need to create a basic system like this. First, you need to decide on what you want to sell or what you're passionate about, is step one. Step two is then, okay, I'm passionate about this industry. What would I sell? Then once you decide what you're going to sell, then you need to create a marketing funnel and a marketing system. Pretty simple, right? So I want you to go through those 3 basic steps right now. If you want the blueprint or the formula, it's right here, right? You can just go ahead and download it right now. It's right here. It shows you step by step how to think through these things and come up with, what am I passionate about? What is it that I'm going to sell? But most importantly, what this shows you right here is the marketing funnel. It shows you the marketing funnels that can help you go make millions. That's the goal. And with this marketing funnel, remember this little thing here that captures email addresses, captures people's attention, so you can market and sell anything to them that you want to sell to them that you know is going to help them. Pretty simple game, right? So make sure you go download it right now. It's totally free. It's the deep dive training of what I've already given you that shows you more methodically how to think through this and shows you the map of actually how to build a marketing system like this. So if you want to get in the game and you want to control your future, you want to control your destiny, you want to go out and make millions, I suggest you subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to give you more free stuff like this, okay? And if you like this video, then go ahead and like it down below, because if you like it for me and I helped you, you're helping me, I help you. Pretty good exchange, right? And then additionally, the final thing I want to tell you right now is, if you have a question, just put it down below in the comment box. We will get to you on that. I want to help you. I want to help you move forward. I want to help you move into your dreams and potentially go out and make millions of dollars. So go serve humanity. I'll see you soon in the next video.